Everybody thinks that if you want to be rich, if you want to be successful, if you want to eventually become this dream version of yourself, you have to do more. You have to spend 18 hours a day working. You need to be go, go, go all the time. And you need to do all these amazing things every single day so that you can get to the dream version of yourself as fast as possible. But this is one of the biggest lies that you've been told. That is completely false. The interesting thing about becoming successful and becoming the dream version of yourself is that, yes, there's a lot of things to do. Yes, you have to take a lot of action. Yes, you have to do the right tasks every day and build good habits. But the interesting thing is, success is a game of subtraction, not addition. Most people are only thinking about addition. Most people wake up and they think, okay, how can I get this, and this done, when they're still giving into their old bad habits. But the interesting thing is, the bad habits are what's holding you back. It doesn't matter what positive things you do throughout the day, because if you're still giving into those bad habits, if you're still doing the same things every day that are messing up your success, you're literally working backwards. You're going a little bit forward because you get a few things done, and then you go right back down when you commit to those bad habits. Now, before I list out what those bad habits are, think to yourself right now, because all you guys already know the answer. Think to yourself right now, what is something, or maybe it's multiple things, what are the things I'm doing that aren't benefiting me? What are the bad habits I have in my life right now? Take a second and think about that. Maybe write it down. Because before I list off all the obvious things that you know you shouldn't be doing, you have a feeling in your heart. I do as well. I'm trying to get better every day, but I've got, pretty good at it because it's allowed me to get extremely rich, especially for my age. So I've gotten decent at this. But you, think about it. What are the bad habits in your life that you know you need to stop? Now that you have that answer, you know you're not supposed to party. You know you're not supposed to drink. You know you're not supposed to spend time chasing women. You know you're not supposed to do all of these bad things. I won't even list some of the other ones, but you still do them. Why? Why do you do them? The reason you do them is because you haven't seen success yet and you don't believe that it's possible. Now, you might be thinking, no, Nathan, I believe it's possible. I believe I could become the version of myself. But the truth is, deep down, you don't. Because you would know, if you've seen success, you would know that the quicker you get rid of those habits, the quicker you eliminate those toxins and horrible things from your life, the quicker you would be able to achieve your goals. Now that you have that in your head, what you know you need to stop doing, and now that I just listed out a few other things that you know that you shouldn't be doing, I want to talk about how amazing it is, how amazing life can get once you get rid of those bad things. I'm a full-time entrepreneur. Now, when I say full-time entrepreneur, I'm serious. I'm not one of these guys that makes money, blows it all at the club, goes shopping every day, has tons and tons of fun. That's not what I'm interested in. I work almost all day, every day. And the reason that's so easy to me is because A, it is real dopamine over cheap dopamine, and B, more importantly, why that works is because I don't give in to cheap dopamine. I don't drink, I don't party, I rarely go out, and that might sound like a horrible, boring life to you. But what's amazing about the brain is that when you get rid of cheap dopamine, drinking, chasing girls, partying, doing hedonistic things, you actually fill it with real dopamine. You've probably noticed before. If you wake up and you scroll TikTok, right, you fill your brain with dopamine. You do something fun in the morning. You eat pancakes, a bunch of sugar, you're excited. When you go to do work, when you go to do the important things, they feel horrible. Why? Because when you woke up, your brain's dopamine was here. This is baseline. As soon as you woke up, as soon as you opened your eyes, it was here. But as soon as you open TikTok and as soon as you put that sugary pancake in your mouth, your dopamine spikes. But when you go to do work, when you have to type on a laptop, when you have to go to the gym, your dopamine goes down because this isn't a fun task. Your brain isn't nearly as stimulated as it would be if it was getting sugar or if you were, scrolling TikTok, watching short form content. So the key, and where I'm going with this is, if you don't have this spike, if your level is here and you don't have this spike, guess what? Your spike comes from real dopamine. Your spike comes from work. Your spike comes from going to the gym and becoming the better version of yourself. You replace cheap dopamine with real dopamine, and that's why it's so easy for me to be as productive as possible, getting every single thing I need to get done every single day. Now, I know right now, if you're giving into this hedonistic stuff, you're probably thinking that sounds like a boring life. I don't want to get rich, so I just work all the time. That's fine. You can do whatever you want once you get to the top. But the way to get to the top is not a game of addition, it's a game of subtraction. Before you can get these good habits in place, going to the gym every day, doing your work every day, becoming disciplined, you need to remove the bad ones. And why I mentioned being a full-time entrepreneur, it is so easy in my environment for me to be as productive as possible. I don't have any alcohol in here. I don't have any weed in here. I don't hang out with friends too often. I literally have 18 hours a day when I wake up to sit at my desk and do work. This means I can watch a movie, I can F off and do something I'm not supposed to do, like just waste time, scroll on TikTok, have a bad day. I could waste 6 hours of the day if I wanted to, literally on my phone, and I will still have a more productive day than 99% of people because I don't party, I don't drink, I don't put any of my energy into BS. So by default, I win. This is why it's so important to be around competitive people who are on the right path. If you're in a room, let's say you're in a villa with 10 other entrepreneurs, you spawn in there, they're all building a business, they're all super disciplined. When you see them working every day, when you see them not drinking, when you see them doing the right things, that is going to make you want to do the same thing. It's the exact same thing when you're living on your own, when you're doing your own thing and you're not giving into the garbage. You're going to start to recognize all the people in positions you want to be in, all the people living your dream life, all the people hustling, all the people buying the dream car you wish you had. That is going to motivate you to win, to work. Now, the key to being successful is getting rid of the BS first. Yes, you need to build good habits. Yes, you need to get good things into place. Yes, you need to take action every day. But before we can do that for you, you need to eliminate the BS. Now, don't make this one of those videos that you usually go through. You watch, oh, that sounds like some good advice, and then you scroll, and then you go watch some other motivational video. No, make this the video where you actually stop doing the BS in your life. Write it down. You know in your head, we already went over this, you know exactly what you're doing wrong. Write down what you're doing wrong. Say, I'm done doing this, and no matter what garbage your brain gives you, temptation you get, make sure that you resist it, no matter what it is, because at the end of the day, you have the lowest willpower, right? They say nothing good happens after midnight, and it's not just because it's later in the day, more people are out, it's because your willpower is down. In the morning, your willpower is at the highest, right? And as the day goes on, your willpower goes down. This is why you usually do the bad habits in your life at night. You drink at night, you chase girls at night, you give in to temptation at night, you know what I'm talking about. You do all these bad things at night because your willpower is lower. Now, you need to resist that horrible temptation in your mind every single time it comes to you. It doesn't matter if you're delaying work, saying, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. It doesn't matter if you don't want to go to the gym, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow. It doesn't matter if you're thinking about chasing that girl, going out and drinking again. You need to tell your brain no, and it's amazing how quickly your brain and your mindset can shift if you do that for just a few days, ideally a few weeks. Your brain is going to start to recognize that, okay, I don't do those things anymore. You don't identify as that type of person, the type of person that drinks every weekend, parties every weekend, and wastes their time. I identify myself as a productive person. I identify myself as someone who is disciplined, and by default, my brain knows that, my brain tells me that, and I get pushed to do the actions I know I'm supposed to do. I don't have a temptation of going out because my brain already knows I have no interest in that. I actually have the opposite. I have a temptation to get my work done as quickly as possible because I have a guilt feeling if I don't get everything I need to get done every day. I feel guilty. I feel like I can't sleep at night because I didn't get everything done that I was supposed to. So a lot of you guys aren't going to understand that if you're in a really bad spot, if you're still committing bad habits, if you're not extremely disciplined, but this is the type of point you can get to. You can get to a point where it's so easy to wake up and get your work done that you are actually excited because that is where your brain gets its dopamine from. I don't have any breakfast, especially if I do, which is really rare. I don't have any sugar. I don't wake up and scroll TikTok. I don't give in to hedonistic stuff. I don't text girls all day. I don't go party and drink. I'm not hungover the next day. I don't commit to any of that BS. So I win by default. And if you want to get to a position like that, you know what you need to do. Just eliminate the garbage. The key to eliminating something is replacing it with something else. If you're not gonna go out anymore, spend those nights doing cardio at the gym. If you're not gonna chase girls anymore, spend that same time on your phone creating content which can pay you in the future instead of texting girls on Instagram that don't even want you. You need to replace the bad habits with a good habit, and then you will be much more disciplined. But stop getting this fallacy in your head where you see these motivational videos, you see a video like this and you think I need to do more. Yes, you need to do a lot. You need to do a lot of work. But before we can worry about step 2, which is being productive and doing a lot of work, we must worry about step 1, which is eliminating all of the BS in your life. Like I said, success is a game of subtraction, not addition. The second I stopped drinking, the second I got rid of all the BS in my life, I became so much more successful. I love living the way I do. It might seem boring to the average eye, like I told you, but I love getting up, knowing I'm getting closer to my goals every single day, And that's the reason I was able to achieve so much success at just 19 years old, when most people spend their whole life doing things that they never even achieved that goal that I have achieved. I went from $0, guys, no business knowledge, didn't know what a business was, $0 to $150,000 profit in a month in 9 months. Less than a year, 0 to 150K in a month. I made 750 grand last year, and that was all because I didn't waste time. I didn't commit to BS. I didn't give into the hedonistic things. I only did what I was supposed to do, and I work every single day on building better habits. You got to be 1% better every day. Get rid of the bad habits, replace it with something positive, and you're going to start to notice that you're going to get real dopamine from these things. Now, if you're thinking about committing a bad habit, here's another tip. If you're thinking about giving into your temptation, I know everybody online tells you to be extremely positive with yourself. They tell you to have positive self-talk, but the truth is you need to get negative with yourself. You need to get mean. Look yourself in the mirror and think, where will I be in 10 years if I keep doing this thing? And be honest with yourself, because you're probably not going to be in that position you dream of being in. Now, you also need to look on the flip side. What if I was the guy who was disciplined? What if I stopped drinking? What if I stopped giving time into all this garbage? Stop playing video games, stop doing drugs, stop smoking weed, stop doing all these things. Imagine what type of person you would be. See the light and see the dark, and understand that the light is much better than the dark. So you need to take those exact actions that you know you need to take in order to achieve that dream life. Because guys, the truth is, I am a testament to it. Your life can change a lot quicker than you would expect. $0 to 150K profit in a month in 9 months, guys. I flipped the switch in my mind. I said, I'm done doing this garbage. I'm done being a slave to other people. I'm done giving my time into things that aren't benefiting me. And I went all in on me, working out, working on my business. And that's really all I do, because those are the two things I'm optimizing for. If you get rid of the bad habits and you start focusing on yourself full time, it's amazing how quickly you can make progress. I hope you guys found this video informative. On this channel, all I do is try to educate you guys on every single thing I've learned, going from zero to a multi-millionaire at just 19 years old. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you in the next one.